Hello, my name is Jim Reynolds and I'm with Ultimate Mission. Now, Ultimate Mission is a missionary training program that tries to help people figure out ways to help other people, to reach people in their community. Today, we're going to be talking about lifting objects and body mechanics because there's a lot of problems with that out in the community. So we work a lot in different countries like India and Africa and the Philippines, and we have people go into these countries and go into their communities and help people with their different problems. And I think right here in the USA, there's plenty of people with these problems. So today we brought Bert Logan, who is a doctor of physical therapy, and of course we've got Christine here, who's going to be the model for us and the one that Bert is going to demonstrate all these body mechanics and lifting with. So thank you very much for being with us today, Bert and Christine. And so
Absolutely.
Bert, where are we going to, what is body mechanics? What is the importance of lifting and standing properly and posture and all that good stuff?
Jim, I'm so glad you asked. That's a great question. So body mechanics is basically this idea of using your body in a correct fashion whenever you are lifting an object, maybe pushing or pulling something so that you don't injure yourself. And there are definitely correct ways, do's and don'ts of those activities, and that's what we're going to be demonstrating today.
Because if you don't do it correctly, you can pull, you can strain, and you can live in pain.
Absolutely.
And none of us want to be in pain. Pain is, it's a horrible thing to live
Exactly.
with. So you're going to show us how to basically keep pain at a minimum. I'd hate to say pain-free because we'd all love to be pain-free, but I don't even know if that's possible as we get older. But
absolutely. But it is true that a lot of these injuries are preventable by utilizing proper good body mechanics. And so that's what we want to talk about today on this video.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, let us see what you got.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to point out that obviously each of us only has one back, right? And we want to protect that, take good care of it. So some things that you can do to have a good healthy back is regular exercise, right? One of the best things that we can do each day is go out for a walk, get fresh air, drink plenty of water, get sunshine. That's all going to help keep your body healthy.
So walking helps your back.
Absolutely, absolutely. It helps keep your back flexible. When you're moving, going like that, right? That's moving your back.
So just a simple walk a day can help my back.
Absolutely.
Oh,
for
okay.
10 minutes, easy to do, right?
Right. Yeah.
And we all have outdoors that we can walk in.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you don't want to be doing with your back when you're lifting.
Okay.
So
sometimes I do this.
I was just going to have to demonstrate. You
don't
want
this.
to be doing that, right? Because when you do that, that places a lot of pressure right at that low back portion. Okay.
Somebody told me that your head is really heavy. So if you do that, it kind of gives you a
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Your head, I think they say weighs something like a bowling ball. Weight of, which is pretty heavy, right?
Right.
So if you have your head going out like this all the time, that places a lot of pressure there. So yeah, don't do that when you're picking things up. So we can just have Christine, I'm going to have you demonstrate for us some proper ways of using your back, okay?
Okay.
So if you want to maybe face Jim a little bit, and then go ahead and stand with your feet together, if you would. And so you don't want to, when you're lifting something, you don't want to have your feet together, okay?
Okay. A little bit of a balance problem?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right, you're top heavy,
Right.
right? So first thing you're going to do, Christine, is if you can just separate your feet a little, and then a little bit wider, I should say. Yep, exactly. So you want to have a stance where feet are kind of apart, all right? And then the other thing that you don't want to do is you don't want, so see how my legs are straight here, right? So you don't want the legs straight, you don't want to be going like this, okay? So you want to go ahead and bend those knees a little bit. There we go, all right? So you're starting to do it like a squat, right? Okay. So that's what we're doing when we're going to bend down. Yep, exactly. So a wider stance base is much better for the back. You can start coming down like this, right? Yep, and that's going to be a lot better support there. You're going to be coming down like this, down to the floor. So if you want to go ahead and demonstrate that exactly, and then you can stand back up. All right. So that was great, Christine. The other thing that you want to do when you're getting ready to lift something up is to tense your abdominal muscles, right? So kind of just tense them there. So
Okay.
that helps activate your core muscles.
Now, I have heard that walking actually helps your abdominal strength. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that little bit of walk you do, yeah.
Right, because you're using your trunk muscles when you're walking.
Oh, okay.
So definitely.
There are a lot of benefits just getting out and taking a walk, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing I wanted to just point out is that when you're lifting, you want to lift slowly versus too quickly. Okay. And the other thing you should think about is before you pick something up, assess the size of the object, right? So when you look at that box or it's somebody that you want to help up, if you feel like that is too heavy for you, then don't lift it by yourself. Even if you're using the best body mechanics in the world, if it's too heavy, you're not going to be able to lift it up, and you could injure yourself. So the point is that if you feel like it's too heavy, don't lift it. Go get someone else to help you lift the object. All right?
And one thing I've got to remember is what could be too heavy for me now may not have been too heavy for me 15 years ago. So
exactly.
As we get older, we think we can still pick it up, but
Right.
we can't always do it,
Right.
or shouldn't.
Exactly. So when in doubt, always get help. Don't be a superhero, right? Don't be a Superman, or try to be, I should say.
Guys are bad at this. I mean, we think we never age. So
Yeah, exactly. A couple other points to remember when you're lifting objects is that when you're lifting the object, you want to keep it close to your body. And Christine, I'm going to have you wrap all of this up in a second. We have a box here, so we'll have you show us. But you want to keep the object close to your body, right? Like you were mentioning, our head is heavy. Even a light box, if it feels like it can be heavy to your low back. So if you think about it, if you have an object close to you, your center of gravity goes down through the center of your head, right? So when you take that object and the center of gravity moves away from your body, that is putting a lot of pressure here on that low back. So if you're out like this, you can see what's happening. All of that pressure is going down here, right? And that's potential for back injury. So always keep the object close to your body when you're lifting, okay? That's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing I wanted to say is if you're going to be pushing or pulling an object, you always want to think about, you should push the object versus pulling it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when you're pulling, you're using all of these back muscles here, and really it's better to use your quads for pushing. So you've got the quads here, and you're moving a
box,
a
or
cart
a
or a big box, exactly.
a big rock,
So,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Right. So between pulling and pushing, always do the pushing. if you
Oh,
can.
okay. I never knew that. Oh,
Yep.
that's good to know.
Yep. All right. So are we ready for a demonstration? Christine, do you have questions about what we've talked about?
I don't think so. I'm excited to try it.
Okay. All right. Very good. So we have a box here. So I'm going to bring this box into our set, and then I'll set this down.
It's full of lead.
It's full of what?
Lead.
Oh yeah, yeah. So how about if we'll just have you pick up that box and maybe set it over here, and then I'll just kind of analyze and see what we got going here. That looked pretty good. How did that feel to you?
It felt different than I've normally picked up boxes like that.
Okay.
But it felt really good, nice
Okay.
and
And how did it feel different? Like, is that how you would normally have picked up a box?
I don't think so.
Before this little talk?
No,
or-
I think I still probably would have kind of squatted down, but I think I would have more just done this
Oh,
and picked
okay.
it up instead of having like a different
Right,
stance
a little bit of a
kind
stance.
of off.
An off stance, if
Yeah.
that's a word, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got to say that actually looked pretty good. The only maybe critique, if I can give any, is that when you picked up, to me it seemed like the box was maybe a little bit too far from you. And if I can just show, I'm going to bring this back here. So, yeah, so when you're coming in to approach the object, coming down like this and bringing, if you can, bring it in close.
Yeah.
And then like that. And you can even use your knee, right? Coming down and like this, or bringing it up onto the knee, close to the body, and then up. And we're like this, right?
Yeah.
So, there we go.
Very good. So now what other things in body mechanics can help us to keep pain free or to keep less pain in our lives? As far as our stance, our...
Oh, so yes, thank you. Great question. The other thing is just to have, in general, good posture.
Okay.
Right? So, your spine is kind of, if you look at a chart with a spine, it's kind of like an S curve.
Right.
I'm looking at that. We don't.
It has it. You have the chart right there, yes.
Well, there you go.
You can see the S
yeah,
curve
you can
right
kind of
there.
see the S curve there, exactly.
Yes.
So the point is that you want to try and maintain those curves, in your posture. So just, a good upright posture, standing versus, forward shoulders like that, or slouching,
Okay.
That's not going to help promote good body mechanics.
So so let's say that I've gone all my life, and I'm normally, this is how I've done because nobody's told me this.
Right.
So I've been like this all my life. What do I do to correct my body posture once I'm already used to being incorrect in the way I do it?
Right. Well, typically, if you've been that way most of your life, you're probably still going to continue to be that way unless somebody points it out.
Right.
Right. Like your friendly physical therapist, or your doctor, right? Or maybe it's your mother that says, "Jim, stand up straight," right? So first of all, there's recognition, right? That your posture is not maybe the best that it should be, and then once you recognize that, then it's working on that through stretching, exercise, and for the posture you just indicated, just taking a few minutes each day. And what I would tell a lot of my patients is stand up against a firm wall, right?
Okay.
Back up to the wall, and then press your shoulders back, right? Mm-hmm. So you're getting that upright posture. The other thing that's going to do is, with years of, forward posture like this, it's going to tighten these chest muscles, okay? They're going to shrink, right? So that, and with prolonged, forward posture over the years, it's tight. So you're going to have to do a lot of stretching to lengthen those chest muscles out so that your posture can come back and be more upright.
Okay.
So you're not going to correct that problem probably overnight if you've done that for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So that's probably a long-winded answer to your question.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, and so what we do at Ultimate Mission Healthy Heart is, like I was telling you to begin with, is we have women and men in some countries that go out into the villages, and they help people that may not have a physical therapist that's there and may not even be able to get medical attention because they're in some of the villages in Africa or India where they can't or they don't know any better. And so, having this information for them is very good. And even here in the United States, if we have friends or family that have these problems and they haven't gone to a physical therapist or they don't have insurance, so maybe we can give them some of these different things that you've told us today to help them with their pain. Because if somebody is having lower back pain and they're working all day picking up stuff off the floor, that we can help them out and say, hey, there's better ways to do this.
Right.
And then another thing is, if we can, as I understand it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's best to have everything at waist level if we can. Instead of picking anything up off the floor.
Absolutely.
And so, for instance, if you have a shovel you're using, take a shovel and set it against the wall. Don't lay it down on the floor. I mean, no matter any chance you get to make sure you're not bending over to the ground, you should take that chance.
Absolutely, because the more bending that you have to do, you're using more of the back, right? So it's
Right.
that repetition, and that's what can cause a lot of problems in your low back over time.
Right.
So yeah, waist level is a great idea.
Yeah, keep everything high, keep everything
Right.
close, push instead of pull.
Push instead of pull.
Okay.
Yep,
So
yep.
if your car's broke down, you push it, you don't pull it.
Right. Yep.
It's kind of hard to pull the
Yep.
car, but and then
Tensing the abs, when you're
Okay.
getting ready to use. Yep.
okay, and okay, so kind of like you're getting ready to punch you, right?
Right. Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're getting ready to
Right.
punch. You think, okay,
Yeah.
somebody's going to
You gotta
punch me.
tense that, right.
And as I'm thinking about that, I go down to lift what I need to lift.
Because that activates the abs. That's all your core strength there in
Okay.
your low back. Yep.
All right. So other than just a box, there are a lot of things people pick up, especially in different countries. For instance, children are on the floor a lot. And that I see
sure.
that happen in this country. The mother will lay a blanket down and have a baby down there. So the mechanics that we talked about for picking up a box, would that also work as with a child?
Absolutely. It's basically the same principles, Jim,
Okay.
that we talked about. So yeah, picking up a small child, a baby off of the floor, you're going to do the same thing.
So a piece of wood, I mean logs or
Yeah,
whatever
you're
we have to
picking
pick
up wood to take for your fireplace
Yeah.
or your fire to make a meal. All those principles apply to all those different objects. Small children, wood, coal, boxes, any object that you can think of. As long as you use those principles of body mechanics, you're going
Okay.
to be treating your back well.
Now, one other thing I thought of is if I can pick up something with one hand and it's on the ground, is it good to grab a hold of something and bend over and pick it up?
That is. That helps just stabilize your whole body and your back, give you extra support. So yeah, if you have a small, like a table or a chair that you can steady yourself on, then
Right.
yeah, and actually that's going to help improve your balance so that you're at less risk for a fall.
So I can even
Yeah.
grab Christy and
Probably not the best to hold on to somebody else because if they fall, then
okay.
yeah, you've got this domino effect.
Right,
So,
all right.
So you want to make sure that whatever you're holding on to is solid and steady, not going to fall over. So probably don't hold on to Christine or another person. Yeah.
well, very good. Well, thank you, Bert. And I just
welcome.
want to tell you that if you would like to see more of these videos, we're going to be making videos on other kinds of physical therapy, other kinds of medical things where you can be a help in your community, where you can be a light to your community just by
Absolutely.
giving them information they may not get anywhere else. So hopefully we can supply some of that information in the videos. If you would like to do that, please press the subscribe button below, and hopefully we will see you again. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a great day. We would love for you to be a part of our Ultimate Mission family. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, like and share our videos, donate if you would like. Let's work together to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world.